From the Home Slice News Center, this is the Daily Slice for Friday, December 9th, 2022. I'm D. Ray Knight. This is what's going on. Rapid City fire crews responded to a fire at an apartment building under construction on Philadelphia Street Thursday morning. First arriving firefighters found smoke and flames at the Tallgrass Apartments and were able to extinguish the main body of the fire within a couple of minutes. Once the fire was extinguished, fire crews made sure things were safe before allowing construction crews back in. The fire did some damage to construction materials such as sheetrock and an upper level of the complex. No injuries were reported, and there's no word on the cause of the fire. Bond has been reduced for a man accused of killing his sister. Amy Rose has the story.
Bond was reduced Wednesday for a man charged in the death of his sister while they were delivering food for an online app. Nicholas Houchin, who's 28, is charged with first-degree manslaughter in the death of 31-year-old Danielle Houchin. Bond for Nicholas was initially set at $100,000. Judge Matt Brown on Wednesday reset that to a $10,000 cash or surety bond. Nicholas is accused of strangling his sister to death after the two got into an altercation. If convicted, Houchin could face life in prison and a $50,000 fine.
The Rapid City Police Department has created a position focused on working with the community on recruitment efforts. Police Special Operations Division Captain John Olson says the position is heavily focused on creating engagement in the community after realizing that they have not been able to recruit as efficiently as they would like. Olson adds that the position will capitalize on engagement already in place, and it will also enhance current recruitment activities. In national and international news, Democratic Senator Sen Sinema of Arizona says she's registered as an independent, but the first-term senator also says she doesn't plan to caucus with Republicans, and that will ensure Democrats retain their narrow majority in the Senate. Sinema has modeled her political approach to the renegade style of the late Senator John McCain of Arizona and has frustrated Democratic colleagues at times with her overtones to Republicans and opposition to party priorities. She writes in a newspaper column that she's declaring my independence from the broken partisan system in Washington. Democrats were set to hold a 51-49 edge in the Senate come January after the victory Tuesday by Democratic Senator Raphael Warnock in Georgia's runoff election. Congress has passed a bill protecting same-sex and interracial marriages. Amy Rose has the details.
The House has given final approval to protections for same-sex marriages. The vote Thursday sends the legislation to President Joe Biden, a monumental step in a decades-long battle for nationwide recognition of such unions. The law requires all states to recognize same-sex marriages, a relief for hundreds of thousands of couples who have married since the Supreme Court's 2015 decision legalizing the marriages. The bipartisan legislation would also protect interracial unions by requiring states to recognize legal marriages regardless of sex, race, ethnicity, or national origin. Biden says he'll promptly sign the measure into law.
Now the latest on the war in Ukraine. Ukrainian officials claim Russian forces have installed multiple rocket launchers at Ukraine's shut-down Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant. The claim raises fears Europe's largest atomic power station could be used as a base to fire on Ukrainian territory. Ukraine's nuclear company said Thursday that Russian forces occupying the plant have placed several Grad multiple rocket launchers near one of its 6 nuclear reactors. With renewed focus on the dangers at Zaporizhzhia in the war, the Kremlin is sending new signals about how to end it. It said Thursday it's up to Ukraine's president to end the military conflict, suggesting terms that Kyiv has repeatedly rejected. Russian President Vladimir Putin vowed to press on with the fighting. Your weather forecast from the Home Slice Weather Center. Mix of sun and clouds today with a high of 48, low tonight 33. Saturday expect a high of 45, Sunday 57. And that was your Daily Slice for Friday, December 9th, 2022. The Daily Slice is a production of Home Slice Media Group, hosted by D. Ray Knight with Amy Rose. Executive producer Mark Houston. Engineered by Chris Jacquez. I'm D. Ray Knight. Have a great weekend.